It begins not with a bang, but with a silence. An unnerving quiet where the familiar hum of the digital world used to be. Imagine waking up tomorrow. Your smart alarm didn't go off. You reach for your phone, but the screen is a dead black mirror reflecting only your own confusion. No notifications, no connection. You try the Wi-Fi, nothing. You reboot the router, a familiar ritual that now feels futile. Still nothing. A flicker of annoyance gives way to a knot of genuine concern. You turn on the television expecting the morning news, but you're met with a static-filled screen displaying a single mocking phrase: network error. It's not just your house. You look out the window. A neighbor is on their porch, staring at their own phone with the same bewildered expression. A slow, creeping dread begins to dawn. This isn't a local outage, this is total. The entire internet is gone. Forever. No Google to answer our questions, no YouTube to distract us, no social media to connect us. Nothing. The endless scroll has finally stopped. The digital town square has fallen silent. Just silence. In those first few hours, the true scale of the catastrophe is impossible to grasp. We think of the obvious losses first, the entertainment, the convenience, but this is just the surface. This is the tip of a colossal iceberg, and our civilization is the Titanic, steaming straight for it at full speed. The silence you hear isn't just the absence of notifications, it's the sound of the modern world holding its breath, right before the impact. Because what we've failed to appreciate is that the internet is no longer a service we use. It's the invisible foundation we've built everything upon. Think about money. Your bank balance isn't a pile of cash in a vault. It's a string of data on a server that no longer exists. Without the network, all digital transactions cease instantly. Credit cards become useless plastic. ATMs are inert monuments to a forgotten age. The global stock market, a multi-trillion-dollar engine of the world economy, evaporates into nothingness. The entire financial system, built on instantaneous digital trust, collapses in a single moment. Your life savings, your mortgage, your pension, all of it, reduced to a ghost in the machine. A machine that's been unplugged forever. And it gets so much worse. The complex logistical chains that keep our shelves stocked, they run on networked inventory systems. Within days, grocery stores would be barren. The power grids that light our homes and the water treatment plants that provide us with clean water, they are increasingly managed by remote, internet-dependent systems. Even the traffic lights that manage the flow of our cities would fail, creating instant gridlock and chaos. We haven't just lost our connection to each other, we've severed the arteries of society itself. So what happens next? In the deafening silence left behind, a question hangs in the air. When the digital world dies, what becomes of the real one? Stay with me as we journey into this silent world, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you see everything. The first shock? Your phone becomes nothing but a useless piece of glass. No calls, no messages, just silence. For the first time in decades, humanity is disconnected. But the true darkness descends when the secondary effects begin to ripple through society. We've built our entire modern world on a foundation of digital trust, a silent agreement that the numbers on our screens represent real, tangible value. Every dollar you own, every stock you've invested in, every line of credit you hold, it doesn't exist in a vault. It exists as a fleeting pulse of light in a fiber optic cable, an entry in a ledger stored on a server you'll never see. Without the internet, that silent agreement is broken. The digital handshake that powers global finance fails. The first and most immediate casualty is access. That ATM on the corner, once a reliable source of cash, becomes a useless metal box. It cannot communicate with the bank's central server to verify your balance or dispense your money. It's a locked door and you don't have the key. A primal fear takes hold. People instinctively flock to the one place they associate with their money, the physical bank. But the tellers inside are just as powerless. Their computers are dark, their systems unresponsive. They can't confirm who you are or how much you have. The bank, that bastion of security and stability, freezes solid. No withdrawals, no deposits, no transfers. The entire circulatory system of the economy has gone into cardiac arrest. This is the moment the abstract financial crisis becomes a tangible, gut-wrenching reality. Your credit cards, those convenient pieces of plastic that promise purchasing power, are now inert. Every swipe is met with a deafening digital silence. The system that verifies and authorizes billions of transactions per second has vanished. You can have $1 million credit limit, but you can't buy a loaf of bread or a bottle of water. the plastic in your wallet is just that. Plastic. And then, the great evaporation. The global stock markets, the cryptocurrency exchanges, the bond markets, these aren't physical places. They are colossal, interconnected data centers that operate at the speed of light. Without the internet, they don't just crash, they cease to exist. The concept of your 401k, your retirement portfolio, your life savings, it's all predicated on the ability to access and trade those assets. When that ability is gone, their value becomes a purely theoretical question. Trillions of dollars of perceived wealth, the accumulated value of entire nations, doesn't just plummet, it vanishes into the digital void in a matter of seconds. Up above, chaos unfolds. Air traffic control depends on the internet. Without it, thousands of planes are grounded, millions stranded. The sky itself goes silent. You head to the store, but nothing works. Supply chains collapse, shelves empty, cash registers freeze, panic spreads, humanity faces hunger. In less than 72 hours. In 1 week, the global economy disintegrates. No stock market, no international trade, nations collapse. The internet wasn't just a tool, it was the heart of civilization. Billions cry out in silence, social media disappears, no Instagram, no Facebook, no YouTube. The world feels lonelier than ever. But the biggest tragedy isn't digital. It's profoundly, devastatingly human. In a quiet suburban home, a mother cradles her child, whose fever rages unabated. The life-saving medicine she needs, a specialized formula for a rare autoimmune disorder, was always just a few clicks away. It was sourced from a lab halfway across the world, managed by a digital prescription, and tracked in real time via a global logistics network. Now, that network is a ghost. The prescription is a useless string of code on a dead device. The online support groups, her only lifeline to other parents who truly understood, have vanished into the ether. Her child's life depends entirely on a system that no longer exists, and the silence from the world is a crushing weight. She is utterly, terrifyingly alone. Hundreds of miles away, a father stands before a paper map, a dusty relic from a forgotten time, desperately trying to trace a path back to his children. He was on a routine business trip. A video call every single night was their sacred ritual, a digital kiss goodnight that closed the distance between them. Now there is only static. The phone lines are jammed with panicked calls, the postal service overwhelmed and collapsing. He has no way of knowing if they are safe, if they are scared, or if they think he has abandoned them. The distance, once bridged so effortlessly by technology, has become an impassable chasm of raw anxiety and gnawing fear. Every imagined scenario is a private torment. And what of the most vulnerable? The millions of elderly who lived alone, their precious independence carefully scaffolded by a web of digital assistants, smart speakers that chirped reminders to take their heart medication, wearable panic buttons that connected directly to emergency services, telehealth appointments that saved them arduous, painful journeys. Now they are completely adrift in a silent, uncaring world. A fall in the night goes unanswered. A critical prescription is missed. The crushing loneliness, once staved off by simple video calls with grandchildren, closes in like a suffocating fog. We meticulously designed a system for convenient remote care, but in doing so, we inadvertently dismantled the neighborhood watch, the friendly check-in from a neighbor, the very fabric of tangible human community care. This is the cascading failure we never saw coming. It's not just one mother, one father, it's the entire global medical system grinding to a halt. Patient records, once instantly accessible, are now locked away in impenetrable digital vaults. Surgeons can no longer consult with specialists across the globe mid-operation. The intricate supply chains that delivered everything from blood bags to antibiotics have completely disintegrated. We built a world of breathtaking efficiency, a global village connected by invisible threads. But we forgot that when those threads snap, we are left more isolated than ever before. The ultimate cruel irony is that in our quest to connect with everyone, everywhere, we forgot how to rely on the person right next to us. We didn't just trust machines, we outsourced our fundamental humanity to them. And now, in the deafening silence, we are faced with the terrifying realization of what we have truly lost. Not the network, but each other. And yet, something unexpected happens. Without the internet, humans begin to reconnect. Families talk, neighbors help each other. The silence of the web brings back the sound of humanity. So maybe the question isn't what if the internet disappeared? Maybe it's what if we disappeared without it? The future depends on how we answer.